Okay, so here's the old brake components. This is the adjuster. These are the clips that hold it in, and this is the shorter of the two, well, slightly fatter of the two springs and a slightly longer one. This one goes at the bottom, and this is a thinner one. That one goes at the top, and these are the replacements. So we've got the same size. Obviously we'll use this sleeve on here. Yeah, obviously there's a major difference between those. And then this bit, basically it does come apart. I'll give that a clean out the grease from inside and on there, and then re-grease it, and that's so that you can adjust the brakes. So yeah, that's the next challenge, to get that in. This is the other side that I prepared earlier. You can see new clips, new shoes, etc. And I also painted this with some epoxy, because I didn't think the thin spray was good enough, so I just did that as well. But we will do the other side, show you how I put it together. Right, I'm going to show you how I put this together. Might not be the right way. This is how I do it. Did the other side already, so you know, tried it once, worked out a method. So effectively, we've got to push these two into here. They're held in by those. And then we've got springs top and bottom to hold it all together. So first things first is we've got to put these clips in that hold these on. So these are held in. So you have the wider space at the top and the little cutout at the bottom. The little cutout goes in that place there and there. And this pin, so this pin goes through there, like so. And the spring zooms off that way. So that, like that, and then use an Allen key to push it in and twist it. So let's do that. Like half a turn. Right, we have too much of the sticking out, so let's reduce some of the play there, some of the slack in it. Where is it there? Let's pull that. You say wide part to the top, small part to the bottom. Push that in there like so. Springy bit like that. There it is there. Okay. Like that. Goes in there like so. Something like that. Now, we've got this, take the sleeve off of there. So, replace it with a nice shiny one. I mean, there's, you know, apart from being grubby, there's no real need to change them. Now, I'm going to put it in like this, but it's got to go behind this mechanism so that it doesn't rub on anything, and that's what this has got, this sleeve on it to try and keep it out of the way. Yeah. Helpful. Okay, so so. Doesn't really get anywhere until it's in there now. Okay, something like that. Now comes the secret tool. Need something like that. I know you can't really see, but get in there. Oh, going back down there. Something tells me that's not in the right place. That's that. Okay, you go back there, and there. Come on. Nearly. I think, sure it went on easier on the other side. That's just too tight. Something's not quite right. Let's pull that back in. Yeah, as long as we do that, we don't. Okay, I was having a real problem there, and I didn't have that problem on the other side. So I was wondering why. Turns out that this mechanism here, that should move, and it's really stiff. So I'm going to work on that, free that up, then try again, because that was causing me no end of problems. Let's grab hold of that. And yeah, effectively should move quite easily together, and it does not. So clean that up, and I'll just put a tiny little bit of grease on that, and hopefully that will solve the problem. Okay, so I freed up that mechanism, put the springs back onto, put these the two clips back in, and threaded one side of the spring into there. Hopefully it should go back on a lot easier, rather than the struggle I've been going through to get to this point again. So you can go in there like so. All still in the right place. Yep. No, that doesn't seem any different. Take that off of there like that. Get a little bit more movement. wait and see how it went so easy on the other side. I don't understand this. Gotcha. Right, it's not actually in the right place here, but we've got enough leverage to pull it back, he says. No, not quite. There you go. Whew. That was a pain, wasn't it? Right, let me just get those other bits. So now we'll try the top part. So we've put a bit of grease on there, wound the adjuster right in. So that effectively goes into here, like so. And we do have to get that spring into place. Trying to do this so you can actually see. Yeah, I think it might be easier to do it without that in. So let's take that out. Okay. Screw over. Do it from there, can you? You can do it from there. Right, that's those. I'll get this in. I think it might have been easier to do it the other way around. This isn't in the right place, is it? What's going on here? That's better. Oh, that was a rubbish video. Don't know whether I want to put that online. Yeah, crazy. The other side went in when I was practicing. Went in much easier. I think putting that back in before the spring is a good idea. Yeah. Well, it's on. So that shows you how not to do it. Okay, so this spring rubs against this adjuster, and so that provides a kind of a step to kind of friction to stop this from undoing easily. So when the disc and the drum goes over this, there is a hole in that you can line up, and you adjust this so that the disc can turn. Here it is here. So that goes on. Something like that. And then this hole here you can poke a screwdriver through and get it in the right place. Move that way a little bit. Get a light on it and you can that's it, you can adjust it like so. Using this hole, you wind that adjuster out so that the shoes are rubbing on the outside so it can't turn with the handbrake off, and then you just loosen it off a couple of clicks, and then with the handbrake you'll find you've got like 3 or 4 clicks before it locks on, and you won't be able to turn it then. So that's pretty much it for this side. Now we need to do the calipers and the pads and things. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's been long enough already. Did cut out a huge chunk where I was having those troubles. So in a brief summary, first check that this the handbrake lever assembly down here, make sure that is free, because obviously that caused me all the grief on this side. Make sure that's free and push it in. You take up the slack using the other end. Then put the 2 shoes in using these clips and Allen key. So bolts, springs, Allen key, put that together. Then make sure it's lined up in the right place down here. Put the bottom spring in, that has to thread through there. Put that in first. It should be easier than the issues I've had because you freed that up to start with. Then install this, and then install this spring. Definitely use a hook of some kind. Maybe if you've got one that's actually got a more of a hook rather than a 90 degree or a shape of a 7, that might be better, but effectively that's what you do. Then you put the drum on, adjust this so that with the handbrake off, it just it's just before it starts to bind, and then you should have a good adjustment allowed on the handbrake. Obviously there's a big screw thread on the cable where it joins in the middle here, but yeah, that's pretty much how I would recommend you do it. Not how I showed you, because I was mucked up by that the piece at the bottom being jammed. So yeah, hopefully that was of interest. Let's get on with the discs, the pads and the calipers, and that'll be in the next video. Thanks for watching. Any comments, please leave them down below.